for tuning into Sub-Zero. I'm Jean Scott, and today Katie Ross and I will be exploring the family effects of support on diabetes. Katie will tell us a little bit more about diabetes. Take it away, Katie.
Thanks, Jean. Let's talk more about diabetes. There are two types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is inherited and is caused by pancreas not producing insulin. The type 1 diabetes will always be insulin dependent. Type 2 diabetes occurs when the pancreas cannot produce enough insulin to control blood glucose levels. Type 2 diabetes can be used insulin, medication, or diet to control their blood sugar. Now let's go back to my friend Jean.
Thank you, Katie. So research actually suggests that family support, or support in general, has a direct impact on the quality of life of the individual and whether or not they are successful in the prevention or even maintenance of the disease. So let's go ahead and dive into the world of diabetes and see how families cope with this disease.
Let's do it.
Please tell us about your current situation.
Well, my husband has type 2 diabetes, and my 14-year-old son has type 1 diabetes.
How have you coped with the diagnoses, and how has your life changed since?
Well, the type 2 diabetes with my husband hasn't affected me as much. We just have to count carbs for meal times and things like that. But we already had to do that with the type 1 diagnosis of our 14-year-old son. So, we just have to mainly count all the carbs that the type 1 diabetic eats. And he needs shots every time he eats anything. So that is a major life change because he cannot be without his insulin ever. That has to be with him always. And also his meter has to be with him always in case he goes low and has an emergency and has to, take care of a low blood sugar. Whereas the type 2, he rarely goes low and he doesn't use insulin. He can just manage it with diet, exercise, and pills. Whereas a type 1 can never take pills because when you're insulin dependent, you can't take insulin orally because your stomach acids will just dissolve the insulin. It won't get into your bloodstream. So,
Interesting. So how do you provide support to both individuals?
Well, my husband, I'm always encouraging him to walk and to, eat more of a low-carb diet. And my son with type 1 diabetes, I'm always encouraging him to eat right, drink enough fluids. He exercises and runs and plays sports. So he's really got to watch his food intake and his keep himself hydrated.
We would like to thank Beth for that wonderful interview. While it's important to assess how a family is affected, let's look into the individual's perspective.
I've been living with type 1 diabetes for almost 8 years now. My family has been very, very understanding. I remember when I was first diagnosed, I was embarrassed of myself. I thought no one would like me, everyone would treat me different just because I was a diabetic. And my parents and my sister, of course, were the main people, the main supportive system. My friends were also really supportive, and they made me feel like I wasn't as weird as I thought I was. My life has definitely changed since then. Obviously, I have to watch what I eat. I can't eat whenever I want, just like everyone else. I have to take 5 shots a day, 2 in the morning before I eat, 1 at lunch before I eat, and 2 at dinner before I eat. So that's probably the worst thing about having diabetes is just the shots. I also love to eat, so.
Well, thank you, Macy, for sharing your story. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how a community can provide a support system just as well as a family.
Many patients, some with diabetes and some without, keep an eye on the residents to make sure that they have eaten, so that try to keep their blood sugar levels without bottoming out or getting too high. Try to encourage them to eat the right foods, and also try to encourage them in daily activity.
To learn more about this topic, you can go to Union Hospital Diabetes Education Center, or the American Diabetes Association. Website at diabetes.org. And it should be on the screen. Thank you.
We want to extend our gratitude to Macy, Beth, and Pam for contributing to our discussion on diabetes today. Thank you for tuning into Sub-Zero. We'll catch you later. Yeah, start it over because it wasn't. Really, what?
When the pancreas cannot produce enough insulin to control blood, use insulin, medication, or diet to control their blood sugar. Let's take it back to Jean.
Thank you, Katie. So research.
It's
That was
good.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. We want to thank Macy, Beth, and Pam for contributing to our discussion on diabetes today. And I want to wish you all a very, very good day. No. No. I don't. I don't know.